Hey, let's talk right bundle branch block. As the impulse travels down the His bundle, it gets blocked at the level of the right bundle. However, it goes down the left bundle and depolarizes the left ventricle like it normally would. However, then that impulse has to depend on the slow myocyte to myocyte to myocyte transmission in order to make it all the way from the left side of the heart to the right side of the heart before it can depolarize the right ventricle. And we know, as we travel across the EKG paper, we are talking about time. So the slow transmission will give you a wide QRS complex. So then what happens is that you will end up with a QRS complex for the depolarization of the left ventricle and one for the depolarization of the right ventricle. This is known as two QRS complex phenomena. Now, if we were to squeeze these two complexes together, then you would get what is known as the Rsr pattern. You may have heard of it as the M pattern or even the bunny ears. This is best seen in leads V1 and V2 because of their location. Use the two following criteria to differentiate between a left bundle branch block and a right bundle branch block. In the case of a right bundle branch block, first go to lead V1, find your J point and travel backwards. The very first deflection you come to must be a positive one. Next, in your lateral leads, which are 1, AVL, V5, and V6, look for what we call a slurred S wave. Slurred S waves are usually best seen in lead V6. In lead V1, the first complex shows the depolarization of the left ventricle, and the second, the depolarization of the right ventricle. Notice the second complex is wider than the first one. That's because there is a slowing of the conduction. And again, in lead V6, the first complex shows the depolarization of the left ventricle, and the slurred S wave shows the depolarization of the right ventricle. If you were to measure the duration of the QRS complex in lead V6, it must match the duration of the complex in lead V1. And finally, here are the criteria that must be met for a right bundle branch block. A QRS complex that's wider than 0.12 seconds or 3 small boxes, slurred S wave in the lateral leads, and the Rsr pattern or the notched R wave in lead V1.